So what I'd like you to do is just sit up nice and tall. So you have like this crisscross applesauce sort of seat. And then close your eyes as you sit up nice and tall here. And sometimes it's really easy to close our eyes and sit still. Sometimes it's a little bit harder. But see if you can just close your eyes for the count of 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now keep your eyes closed. I want you to take a big breath in, fill all the way up like you were filling your body up with air. And a big breath out. Do that one more time. Big breath in like you were filling up a balloon. And a big breath out. Now start to open your eyes. Open your eyes. Now raise your hand if you feel a little bit calmer than you did before. Perfect. All right, you can put your hand down. So for me, just closing my eyes, maybe counting to 10 or backwards from 10, and then taking a few deep breaths, instantly I feel a little bit calmer than before, no matter what's happening around me. Okay, so keep that in mind. That's another thing we can do in yoga. We don't even have to do yoga poses. We can just close our eyes and breathe, and we are doing yoga. Okay, we can start to feel calmer. Let's get started and come onto your hands and your knees. I think you'll like this. It's called tabletop pose. Your hands will just be right underneath your shoulders. Your knees will be right underneath your hips. And then for a moment, I want you to just like rock side to side, almost like you are like an animal that's like stretching each side of your body. You might roll out your head. Maybe let it hang for a moment. Shake it out, yes and no. And then see if you can make your back almost flat like a table. So if you were to set something on top of your back, it wouldn't roll off. So this is tabletop pose. And then start to lift your chest up and think about like dropping your belly down and maybe look up. This is cow pose. It's funny that it's called cow, but take a deep breath in right here. Deep breath out. Now keep pressing down into your hands and see if you can round your back and drop your head. Look at your belly button. This is cat pose, like you were an angry cat rounding its back. Really nice. And then come back to tabletop pose. Let's see if you remember. So we're going to put that all together. Take a deep breath in, find cow pose. Very good. And then round your back, cat pose. Back to tabletop pose. All right, we're going to do that a little bit faster. Ready? Deep breath in, cow pose. Deep breath out, cat pose. Tabletop pose. Now let's see if you can tuck your toes and lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog pose. You might remember this pose or you've seen it before. You're almost like an upside down letter V. See if you can hold this pose, and then you might even like imagine you wag your tail or bend one knee at a time to shake your hips side to side. And see if you can then start to walk your hands and your feet together. This is a forward fold. So you're just going to let your arms hang and start to sway your arms side to side. We call this ragdoll pose. Like you really just get to like shake everything out like you're a ragdoll, just swaying side to side. Sway your head, sway your arms, your upper body. And then freeze. Slowly, 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 can you start to roll all the way up to standing? And you're standing at the top. Oh, you're still letting your arms hang. I love that. All right, see if you can just then become nice and straight. Take your arms down along your sides. Just like this. Stand up nice and tall. Now, wiggle your right leg. Wiggle your right leg. Get it all out. Wiggle your left leg. Get it all out. Shake out your right arm. Shake out your left arm. Now shake in a circle. Wiggle it all out. Keep going, keep going, keep going. And then freeze. Find mountain pose. So you're going to stand up nice and tall. Turn your hands forward, just like this. So you're standing nice and tall, like a tall, tall mountain. Very good. Take a deep breath in right here. Big breath out. Now we're going to take what I call elevator breath. You're going to slowly crouch down towards the ground. Come down towards the ground. Awesome. Now you're going to imagine that we're going on an elevator, but we're in a building that has 3 floors. You're going to take a deep breath in to the first floor. Breathe into the second floor. Breathe into the third floor. Reach your arms up. And then all the way back down to the bottom. Breathe all the way out. Awesome. Do that again 2 more times. Breathe in first floor. Breathe in second floor. Third floor. All the way back down to the bottom. Breathe out. Breathe in first floor. Second. Third. Back to mountain pose. Let's see if you remember. Oh, very good. Take your hands forward. Now, another way we can breathe in and out is just like this. We're going to think about a circle around us, right? A big circle. Awesome. Now take a deep breath in, reach all the way up, trace that circle with your hands. Breathe all the way out. Back to mountain pose. Awesome. Very good. We're going to do that 2 more times. Breathe all the way in, reach up. All the way out, back to mountain pose. Last one. Breathe in. Maybe this time you come up onto your tiptoes and you balance. Nice. Breathe all the way out. Amelia, I can tell you might be a dancer. Are you a dancer? Kind of, sort of? Yes. Okay, perfect. I was a dancer when I was your age as well. So we're going to put all of those things together and take what's called a sun salutation. Are you ready? So we're going to breathe in and do one thing, breathe out to do another, but you'll follow along. You're going to breathe all the way in, reach all the way up, maybe come up onto your tiptoes, and then breathe all the way out, touch your toes, fold in half. Now breathe in, touch your knees and look forward. Awesome. And then breathe out, place your hands down and step back to a plank pose. So you're nice and strong like a plank. Your back is almost nice and flat like tabletop. And then you'll lower all the way down to your belly. Come onto your belly. Now as you breathe in this time, I want you to lift your chest up. We find cobra pose. And then breathe all the way out, lower all the way back down to your mat. Now child's pose. You're going to send your hips back towards your feet and curl up into a tiny little ball and close your eyes. Now, like you did when you were in a seat, I want you to just stay here, close your eyes, and take 3 big breaths. On your own. So like breathing in, making that balloon a little bit bigger. Breathing out to empty. Now let's see if you remember tabletop pose. Very good. Cow pose. Very good. Cat pose. Now we're adding on downward facing dog pose. Maybe shake your hips side to side. And then walk your hands and feet together. Ragdoll pose, sway your arms. And then freeze. Slowly roll all the way up to mountain pose. Excellent job. Now we're going to do that all together. 1 breath per movement. Are you ready? It's a little bit faster. That's all one sun salutation. We're going to do 2 more, faster and faster. Start a mountain pose. Stay here. Take a deep breath in. Big breath out. Now reach all the way up. Trace that circle with your hands. Maybe lift up onto your tiptoes. And then a deep breath out. Fold forward. Touch your toes. Breathe in. Touch your knees. Plank pose. Hands down. Step your feet back. Lower all the way to your belly. Lift your chest up. Cobra. All the way back to child's pose. Curl up into a tiny little ball. Come forward to tabletop. Cow pose, lift your chest. Cat pose, round your back. Downward facing dog pose. Tuck your toes, lift your hips. Stay here for 3, 2, 1. Now this is a little tricky. Are you ready? Rise up to your toes. I want you to bend your knees, look to your hands, and like you were going to jump into a puddle, hop your feet forward. Touch your knees. Very good. Touch your toes. All the way back up. You'll sweep your arms, reach them high. Now this time, bring your hands together right in front of your chest. Just like this. I'm sure you've seen someone do this in yoga, right? I want you to stay here. Take a big breath in. Big breath out. Now we're going to do 1 more sun salutation. This warms up our body. We're going to do it a little bit faster. Ready to go faster? Okay, reach all the way up. Big breath in, rise up onto your toes. Breathe out, touch your toes. Breathe in, touch your knees. Plank pose, step your feet back. Lower to your belly. Lift your chest, cobra. Child's pose, send your seat back. And then come back forward, tabletop pose. Lift your chest, cow pose. Round your back, cat pose. Downward facing dog pose. Stay here for 3, 2, 1. Now rise up to your tiptoes. Bend your knees, but look forward and then hop into that puddle. Feet to your hands. Touch your knees. Touch your toes. Reach all the way up. Hands come together right in front of your chest. Now pause here. Take 1 big breath in. Open up your mouth, stick out your tongue. It's crazy, right? Let's do that 1 more time. Breathe all the way in through your nose. Let it feel silly. Stick out your tongue. Very good. Now, take your hands to your hips. You are a pro, Amelia, I can tell. Pick up 1 foot. I want you to just like roll out your ankle, wiggle your toes. Practice just being on 1 foot and then set that down. Awesome. You're going to shift to the other side. Pick that other foot up. Roll out your ankle. Wiggle your toes. And then set it down. Now, as you start to come to one side, I want you to pick up that foot, but bring it to your other leg. Very good. And then maybe your hands stay here. Maybe you bring them back to here. Or maybe you grow your tree. This is tree pose. Maybe you imagine you grow your branches. See if you can hold it for 3, 2, 1 more big breath in. 1, mountain pose. Awesome. And then you'll shift to the other side. Pick that other foot up. Maybe hands come to here. Maybe you grow your branches. Hold that for 3. Oh, you guys are both pros too. 1. And then drop that foot down, mountain pose. Shrug your shoulders as you breathe in. Stick out your tongue, let them go as you breathe out. We call that lion's breath. It's funny. It's like you make that sound like you're a lion. Let's do it one more time because it seems like you guys are having fun. Deep breath in. Stick out your tongue. Very good. Awesome. Now let's stick with some balancing poses since you guys are so good. You're going to take your arms out like the letter T. And I want you to imagine you're going to give yourself a huge hug, right? But you're going to make the letter X first with your arms. Awesome. Now you could wrap your arms like this, or you can make the letter X. You can lift your fingers up. Yeah, and then you could wrap your arms around. It's a little bit tricky. You can see my arms. There you go. Very good. Now bend your knees. See if you can pick one leg up and wrap it on top of the other. Sometimes I have some friends that call this Twizzler pose because you're kind of like a Twizzler all wrapped up. But it's called eagle pose. See if you can hold it. Very good. Yogi breakthrough for 3, 2, 1. Now unravel, mountain pose. Take your feet a little wider. Take your arms nice and wide. Star pose. Take a deep breath in right here. Now start to turn your toes out. See how my toes turn out? Very good. Now bend your knees, bend your elbows. Horse pose. See if you can hold this for 3. Maybe go a little lower. 2, 1. Back to star pose. Turn your toes forward. Arms out wide. Deep breath in. Horse pose. Toes out. Bend your knees. Bend your elbows. Awesome job. Now reach back up. Star pose. Hop your feet together. Mountain pose. Excellent work. Now turn, or you guys are both facing the front. What I want you to do is start to step 1 foot forward. Arms out like wings. Back leg will lift up. Airplane pose. See if you can hold this for 3, 2, 1. Back to mountain pose. You'll land in mountain pose. Palms forward. Shrug your shoulders. Breathe in. Stick out your tongue. Let them go as you breathe out. Now we'll do all three warrior poses. So come to the back of your mat just for a moment. We'll do all 3 warrior poses. There's warrior 1, warrior 2, and warrior 3. You're going to learn all 3 today. Ready? Step 1 foot forward and bend that front knee. Your back leg stays nice and long. Reach your arms up to the sky. So you're facing forward. You're reaching arms high. You're bending your front knee. This is warrior 1. See if you can stay here and take a deep breath in because it's important. Big breath out. Reach even higher with your fingers, maybe even look up. And then come back to mountain pose. So that's warrior 1. Now, warrior 2 is stepping that front foot forward. Your back leg stays long, but you're going to turn your back toes to the side. And you're going to face the side with your arms long. Yeah, so reach them long like the letter T. And then bend your front knee. It's almost like you're surfing here. Imagine you're on a long surfboard. Very good. You might wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers. Take a deep breath in. And then maybe sink a little bit lower. Very good. Now straighten your legs, reach your arms up. I want you to turn to face the side and all 10 toes will face the side of your mat. And then a big forward fold, fold in half, but keep your legs nice and wide. Maybe your hands touch the ground. Shake your head, yes. Shake your head, no. Start to turn your toes out and your heels come in. Bend your knees. Lift your chest up. Bend your elbows, horse pose. See if you remember, horse pose. Very good. Hold it for 3. Maybe even lift your heels up. Come onto your tiptoes. 2, 1. It's challenging. Nice. Star pose. Turn your toes forward. Straighten your legs. Straighten your arms. Mountain pose. Face to front. Phew. That was a lot of work. Now we still have one more warrior to learn, and then we'll start to lower back down to the ground, I promise. So our warrior 3 is sort of like airplane pose. You're stepping 1 foot forward. Now, instead of taking your arms like wings, I want you to reach them forward, almost like Superwoman. And then you'll lift your back leg up. Tip forward, reach, reach, reach. Awesome job. See if you can take one more breath in. This is the hardest one. Back to mountain pose. You land both feet down. Palms forward. Take a big breath in. Shrug your shoulders. Scrunch up your face. Stick out your tongue. Open your mouth. Let it all go. Now reach all the way up. Sit back into chair pose. Bend your knees. Awesome. So take a deep breath in right here as your knees are bent. Stay with me. I want you to lower. Lower. Go lower. Even lower. Pick up your heels. Now see if without using your hands, you can land back. Boat pose. Ta-da! See if you can hold boat pose. You might even row for 3, 2, 1. Come back to that easy seat. One leg in front of the other. Hands on your knees. Sit up nice and tall. Excellent work. See if you can, after all of that fun work, close your eyes. So we still have a few more poses to do before we get to relax at the end, because that is the most important pose that we take, is our relaxation. We call it dream pose sometimes at the end. But I want you to sit up nice and tall in this seat. Close your eyes. And see if even after doing all of that moving around, maybe feeling silly, maybe falling, see if you can just be so still. Sometimes it's hard, and that's okay, but I want you to just stay here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now stay here. Keep your eyes closed. Take 2 big breaths all the way in. Fill all the way up. Breathe all the way out. One more like that. Breathe all the way in. All the way out. Now slowly start to take your legs forward as you open your eyes. Wiggle your legs. Give them a little bit of a shake. And then I like to call this sandwich pose. So you think about, this is the bottom piece of your sandwich, right? Your bottom piece of bread. And this is your top piece of bread, and you get to put all of your favorite toppings. You can share whatever your favorite sandwich toppings are, the things you like to put on your sandwich. Maybe it's peanut butter and jelly. Maybe it's, yeah, I nailed it. Peanut butter and jelly. Who doesn't like peanut butter and jelly? Some people like grape jelly. I like strawberry jam jelly, but that's just me. Everyone's different. So you can imagine you put whatever you want on your sandwich, and then take a deep breath in, reach your hands all the way high. And then you're going to fold that sandwich in half. Maybe reach towards your toes. You might reach towards your legs. And then you just fold that sandwich in half, and then maybe drop your head. Take 1 big breath in. 1 big breath out. Now you'll reach back up, and you might need to scoot yourself forward so you have enough space behind you, because you'll keep your legs long and you'll reach your arms forward. Think like a robot, like you have robot arms. Very good. But you're going to slowly, slowly, slowly lower your back all the way down to the ground. Now keep your arms up, wiggle your fingers, see them wiggling. And then lift your legs up, let them wiggle. Maybe roll your ankles, wiggle your toes. Maybe you shake out your legs. And then start to hug your knees towards your chest. And then maybe you rock side to side. We call this happy bug pose or sometimes happy baby pose. And then send your feet down towards the ground. Bend your knees. So they're going to look like this. And you're going to take your arms down along your sides. Just like this. You're going to set up. And we call this bridge pose. So with your feet on the ground, start to lift your hips up like you were a bridge. You can look straight up towards the ceiling and hold this for 3, 2, 1, and then slowly lower back down. Take your arms like cactus arms or goalpost arms. And then see if you can drop your knees over to the right. Back through center. Over to the left. Back through center. You might even one last time hug your knees towards your armpits or your chest. Maybe even bring your forehead or your nose up towards your knees. Scrunch everything in. Take one big breath in right here. And then breathe all the way out. Let your legs come long on the ground. Your arms come down along your side. So your legs are long. Arms are relaxed. And you close your eyes. And if it's hard to be still here, if it's hard to relax your mind and even relax your body, you might think of a place that you've been or a place that you go to that makes you feel very relaxed. So that might be like the beach. If you're sitting on the sand or laying on the sand, you hear the sound of the waves. It might be a special place that you go when you feel just a little bit upset. And you might need to calm down just a little bit more. I want you to stay here in dream pose, relaxing your toes. Relax your legs. Relax your belly. Relax your chest. Relax your shoulders. Relax your arms. Relax your fingers. Relax your face, your mouth, your nose, your eyes, even your ears. Even the top of your head, so your whole body is still and calm and relaxed. See if you can stay like this for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And stay relaxed here. Keep your eyes closed. Take a deep breath in. Big breath out. Stay nice and calm. Now start to wake up your body. Wiggle your toes. Wiggle your fingers. Maybe even wiggle your nose. You might even reach your arms overhead. Take a big, long stretch. And start to hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze, a huge hug. And rock back up to a seat, just where we started. So like that crisscross applesauce. Bringing your hands to your knees, sitting up nice and tall. And you might stay right here or bring your hands together right in front of your chest. And let's end our yoga practice together with 3 calm breaths. So take a deep breath in, big breath out. 2 more, even bigger breath in. Breathe out. Last one, breathe in. And out. And at the end of our yoga class, we always end with this silly word. You may have heard it before, but it's namaste. Can you say that word, namaste? Namaste is a word that just reminds us to be kind to ourselves, right? To our bodies, to our minds, and also, of course, kind to others. Okay, so it's like that cool word, namaste. So thank